Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Learn Dota 2 League Season 15, Week 5. Today, we're looking at what would have been probably the most highly anticipated matchup in this entire group stage, but unfortunately, War Carp caught her cold and he couldn't be here today, so it's going to be a stand-in moment for Riki Blinders. But here's the good news. To match the hypeness of this matchup, I got ourselves a hype co-caster today. I actually got Ice Frog out of a box out of the site of an overpass in Newark.
Yeah,
In the studio here
is
with
it
me today. How's it going, Ice Frog?
pretty good? I was found in a cardboard box outside a random studio apartment
In Newark.
in Newark.
Riki Blinders starting off with one of the better
Of course, in
bands.
the pouring rain because that's what happens.
Yeah, it does. Sanganger starting off banning out the Riki, banning out the Winter Wyvern. And Riki Blinders banning out the Lena here. Which means Sandgangers get an opportunity to pick up the Rubik in the first round. See if they do that. Last time they actually didn't, and it didn't matter because the lunchboxes, which I just recorded by the way, the lunchboxes picked an ungodly bad draft, and so everything was fine. They couldn't have possibly screwed that one up, I don't think. Gonna get Undying first pick here. They ran that last time as well. I believe between the last week's game and this week's game, Black Otter has put a few more games with Undying. I don't think he's reached 20 yet, but he's getting there.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
I don't think Undying is nearly as scary as he was a couple of patches ago, though. If Riki Blinders want to eliminate that pick, they can. The big question, I think, right now is what the hell are Riki Blinders going to do for their actual lineup? Because they got Rada as a stand-in over Carp. Rada ain't no mid player. No, no, no. So they gonna run a mid anyway, or are they gonna have White Joel Birch mid and run somebody else pause one? And
No, they have Rada there to cast the game live.
yeah, there we go. We're gonna start out with the
Live
Snapfire
casting.
pick. Nothing too surprising there. Here's a pop quiz for you. Everybody knows that Snapfire is good against Undying because she kills Tombstone. Why else is she good against Undying?
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
It's because she makes fights end quickly, which Undying hates, and is generally going to be operating outside of the range of his abilities. And I say that every time I see this matchup, which means that if you watched like season 13 and early season 14, you got to hear that almost every game. We're going to be bringing up the Visage this time. That's likely for Dusty. We're going to get countered out here, quote unquote, by the Phantom Lancer. I don't like the PL so far into this. The PL is
I
good
mean,
against the Visage itself, but I feel like he kind of struggles with the stupid idiot birds.
the birds. Not a big, not a massive deal. In lane, I think Visage can be an issue for Phantom Lancer because fucking Soul Assumption does so much damage. And PL has one dodge on like a 30-second
5
cooldown.
seconds remaining.
So it becomes an issue.
Yeah, I think the big problem for the PL versus Visage matchup in the course of the game is there is no subtlety needed with the stun on the birds. You can stun PL and every single one of his illusions, make there absolutely no margin for error, and just start beating down on the real thing, because it's basically an instant reveal for it anyway. Just beat up the PL that takes the least damage.
Also, Visage just likes to build auras, so
10
Crimson
seconds
Guard, the
remaining.
natural counter to PL and all of his illusions, is something that
5 seconds
we can look to be
remaining.
picked up this game.
Yep, and it is one of the best things in the Dusty lineup as well.
It will
Riki
also
Blind.
help against Tombstone zombies for that matter, because those also get blocked by Crimson Guard.
Yep, pretty much out of existence. A situation you don't see many people thinking about much here. Sven
Although
Leshrac knocked out.
10
The
seconds
Tusk knocked
remaining.
out. Not surprising. I think we've legitimately seen Tusk get picked for somebody on Sandgangers every time it's been available this season.
Oddly enough, we've never picked it.
What do you mean we? You're a Ice Frog.
Yeah, you're right.
Radiant team
You've
ban.
never picked a hero in a game you made? Come on, dude.
That's true. I have never picked Tusk. 0 games on Tusk.
Dire team
Not a
Absolutely
ban.
big
crazy.
Tusk enjoyer here.
Average Tusk unenjoyer, rather.
Indeed.
Pretty standard
think
complement of bans. Sandgangers
they
banning things that
banning
Riki
Legion
Blinders have picked in the
completely.
past. Riki Blinders banning things Sandgangers picked in the past.
10
What are they
seconds
planning on
remaining.
picking if they're banning Legion? Ugh.
5 seconds remaining.
Maybe you should
Dire team
Take a
take a
nap.
class on not yawning.
Well, unfortunately for you, I've been awake for a very long time.
That is unfortunate. Doom band out here.
Everyone hates that guy. Although I
Yep.
feel like they might have wanted to
10
pick the
seconds
Doom because he's
remaining.
kind of good into this PL hero once he gets an axe.
5 seconds remaining.
Well, Matt's playing on the team with the PL, so that's a little unlikely. Running the Grimstroke here. There's also
Does
something
the
with
other
big.
team just not have a Doom hero player?
What, Riki Blinders?
Yeah.
Well, probably not, because
10
they already
seconds
picked
remaining.
their 4 and their 3, so.
5
Unless you want to be
seconds
cryptic, run
remaining.
him mid.
I'm wondering what the significance of this Grimstroke is. To clear out illusions? I guess.
Yeah, but you got 2 good ways to clear out illusions, and
There's plenty of better heroes at that, though.
you've got the potential to combo out
Radiant
things on his
team
ult.
pick.
I feel like if you want to clear out PL illusions and you want to pick a 5, just grab Dazzle. It's also a better save. There's nothing that you're really going to be wanting to double tether with right now.
Hoodwink up on the field here is going to be a bit of a headache for Visage, especially
10
as she
seconds
lanes against
remaining.
him. Though they don't really have any Hoodwink
5
players on this
seconds
team, so
remaining.
that is going to interfere with the affairs at least a little bit here.
Also, I mean, I don't think it's that bad if it lanes into Visage because Hoodwink starts the game with 540 HP. So, Visage.
Well, it's less of a question of laning into Visage. It's more of a question of the game into Visage.
Yeah.
And it can also be kind of annoying for the snap as well. Not for the break so much, but
Dire
certainly
team
for the ability to just reach out, touch somebody. The Matt Pudge is going to be present this game, I believe for the first time this season. Pudge isn't even vaguely as scary as he was in the last season, basically. So,
Also, would have been a lot better on the other team.
10 seconds
potentially.
remaining.
I mean, PL just does not get to exist
5
against Aghanim's
seconds
Pudge.
remaining.
That's true.
It's...
The downside is you basically have no hook, but I mean, who cares? Going to be bringing out the Troll Warlord here, a guy who's not made many appearances this season.
Troll, kind of good at a PL. Makes all of the illusions miss.
Yeah, the
Issue is
biggest
kind of Pudge. Just remember through
10
BKB, the
seconds
wasting your ult
remaining.
duration or just your BKB duration.
The two problems with the Troll Warlord of this game are, one, you don't want to get Diffusal Bladed. You don't want to lose all your mana at the start of every fight. That really sucks for you, so you're going to have to position well to not let that happen. And two, he's a very squishy guy when he's not ulting, and he's having to play into an Undying and a Pudge. One hero that makes you even squishier, and another hero that can hold you down no matter what and let Undying work his magic on you. Which is, I think it's going to make things a little nasty for poor Troll Warlord this game,
10
if he lets it happen to
remaining.
him. I do think good
5
positioning,
seconds
and
remaining.
I do think it is going to need a little misplay on the Sandganger's part, but it's not 100% guaranteed Troll's going to have a bad game, but it's easy to say rough here and see how that sits. Also has really, I mean, he has good chemistry with the Grimstroke in the way that Inkswell Troll Warlord is really annoying to deal with, but that's the only chemistry he has. It's a big shame for this team that the Sven got banned out relatively early, because the Sven there would have been awesome. You know, you get that huge, gigantic AoE stun twice. Like, let me have that, you know? No such luck here.
I feel Pudge the Sven's not that bad. Pudge just sort of eats you. And then Sven, you just sort of cry. You press your BKB, you run in, and you're getting dismembered for 3 seconds. It's kind of feels really bad.
Just simply have Visage build a Lotus Orb and stick it on you before you go in.
I guess. But Lotus Orb only lasts 4 seconds.
That's true, but hey, with 4 seconds, he can just smash his team to bits. I mean, after all, like I said, he got the Grimstroke for the double stun to initiate on, and he's also going to be holding people relatively still for you to beat the ever-loving crap out of.
Yeah. Although that would require your Grimstroke to be somewhat close to the front lines, which most Grimstroke players do not wish to be.
Ah, screw them. They can die.
10 seconds remaining.
That's my thoughts.
Sandgangers banning out the Kunkka. Randy would be celebrating right now. Well, Randy would be admonishing the Sandgangers for ever banning Kunkka right now, actually, is what he would be doing.
What? Thinking it's a terrible hero?
Yes.
Well, didn't you stream a game where a Kunkka popped off?
I don't want to qualify that game, so I'll just say yes. I don't want to say the other team played like assholes, so I'll say yes.
Well,
I mean, they're disbanded now, so I can totally say that. Wait,
although they're not disbanded.
no,
It's only
Muertes.
Cheeseburger that wants to disband.
Well, only Cheeseburger wants to disband, but he got his wish anyway because the team died anyway.
It's unfortunate for the rest of them that wanted to keep playing.
Yeah, it is. It's a really weird scenario. It's like only Cheeseburger wanted to disband, and he inexplicably got his way. And unlike what everyone thought, the Trav 2's team was not a temporary. They did not just FF last week. They're also gone. Their captain left, and they couldn't find a replacement, and didn't really want to because they were out of contention anyway because of the FF.
Well, that's truly unfortunate for them.
Yep. So we've had 2 disbands this season.
Although, my response to that would just be get good, scrubs.
There you go.
Official statement from Ice Frog there.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, Ice Frog said it. You made this goddamn thing, so.
Ember Spirit, another hero that would have been really good on the other team.
Yeah, I mean,
it's not bad. They have a bunch of squishy heroes: Snapfire, Grimstroke.
and it's a great kiter for troll.
It is. It's also good for cutting down Visage stacks on his passive from a distance. Not bad at that. You can, if you slight chains a Visage, it loses like 3 stacks, I think, maybe all 4. And then you can just kill the Visage after if Visage player doesn't dispel it.
And we got the Tidehunter for some reason.
So that's Visage mid. I thought that'd be Visage offlane, but no, that's Visage mid.
I have no idea. Is this going to be? I mean, it's obviously White Joel Birch's 1. Is this going to be Dusty mid as Visage? Copeless 3 on Tide? This is going to be cursed.
I mean, you want the Tidehunter into the Phantom Lancer. PL is unable to kill a Tide early, or shouldn't be able to.
That's true. On the other hand, we saw Copeless as POS 3 last season, and it was, to say the least, probably not ever going to be on his highlight reels.
So Copeless their midlaner?
Copeless is usually their 4. As a support, Copeless is probably, and I am not...
Okay, then.
I don't think I'm going to be rocking any boats by saying that this season. I do think there is competition. Copeless is the best support player in the league this season. I think I'm just going to put a period on this.
I guess they have 4 Tidehunter and 3 Snapfire.
I'm thinking they have 3 Tidehunter, 4 Snapfire, and they're just going to have Copeless play through this game because their mid is missing, and they just... They're having to do some interesting things to play around that.
Yeah. I guess Dusty's their usual 3.
Yeah, it's usually pause 1, White Joel Birch, pause 2, War Carp, pause 3, Dusty, pause 4, Copeless, and pause 5, Mighty Midget. This iteration of the team, just to be blunt, I don't, no disrespect to Rada, this team doesn't have a mid player anymore. Yes, disrespect to Dusty. I don't care if you play Visage all the time. You're not. No, bro. Tell me it's not going to be Tidehunter mid.
Why not? I don't agree with it, but why the fuck not?
Oh, no matter what these guys were in this game, this is going to be a little bit cursed.
And actually, that's Snapfire 5. So they've got
Yeah.
Rada coming in and playing 5 for them. Interesting. I
Yeah,
guess it
they
was
don't want to.
probably like, yo, we picked Snapfire. Who can play this fucking thing?
Yeah, there you go. I mean,
Rada's
Mighty
like, I
Midget.
can play.
Mighty Midget who's going for here is usually their 5, so it's
Speaking
interesting.
of Mighty Midget, he almost has more wins. Thank you, Manoy, for your 4th wall breaking casters are dumb.
Well, the other guys are casting this game.
Well, we are also casting this game
That's
currently.
true. Jackie Chan asked for it. We're doing it.
Speaking of the Mighty Midget, he almost has more wins than I do games, period, on my main account. Of
Um,
course, being Ice Frog, I control every
yeah.
single account in the game.
Ice
But
Frog
the
underscore
official
real.
Ice Frog under, yeah. No, it's actually the real Frog underscore Ice. That's a Life of Brian joke for those who don't get it, right? You still haven't figured it out after that, well then go rewatch the movie. It's great.
But what if you don't have eyeballs? What are you supposed to do then? Probably
Well,
not
just
watch a Dota
listen
cast, I'm
to it.
guessing.
Yeah, probably. We're not anywhere near descriptive enough for you to be able to tell what's going on.
Oh no, if you're looking for radio calls, this is the wrong cast for you.
Like, we're not going to tell you that Dusty got a fairly good block off in the off lane.
Yeah,
'Cause you
you
don't
can
give
see
a
that.
shit.
I mean, it's not like it matters that much anyway when you're playing against PL Undying and your Grimstroke is going over there. Mighty Midget, I don't think, is anywhere near as strong in this lane as he is in Spaz 5. I think, and you're really lacking the chemistry here as well, and yeah. Mid-Tide Hunter, baby! Riki Blinders really trying their hardest this series, I guess. So, here's the best part of any cast, the roll call. For the Sandgangers, pause 1, you've got Manoy on the Phantom Lancer. Pause 2, you've got Reedy on the Ember Spirit. Pause 3, you've got Godlike Matt, sponsored by Red Bull, on the Pudge. Pause 4, you've got Jackie Chen, who believes MMR is overrated and is playing the Hoodwink this game. And pause 5, you've got Black Otter on the Undying. On the other side of the coin, for the Riki Blinders, pause 1, captain of the team, you've got the White Joel Birch on the Troll Warlord. Pause 2, you've got Copeless on the Tidehunter. Pause 3, you've got Dusty on the Visage. Pause 4, the Mighty Midget on the Grimstroke. And pause 5, standing in, you've got Rada on the Snapfire here, who almost killed Jackie Chen, but not quite. Formerly his pause 1. It's kind of funny to see,
I feel like
that sort of encounter as a support trade.
Snapfire could have kept chasing there. What's Hoodwink's speed?
Hoodwink is 310,
310.
Snapfire is
Probably
300.
not. Probably not then. Troll going for 1-1-1. It's a little bit atypical. Usually you go 0-2-1 and then into a 1-2-1. But I guess
Mighty
wants the
Midget could have good.
extra armor in that lane? No, I couldn't tell you why he's not just going full ranged against a Pudge.
Mighty Midget
Pudge
just
doesn't
is
go.
going to get run over here in this lane. I do got to say it. I do think there's kind of almost a binary strategy in how you beat the Sandgangers, and I don't really know if the Riki Blinders had that this time. They're already playing at a disadvantage. They didn't need a further disadvantage by playing against the weaknesses of the enemy team. Or I guess playing into the enemy team's strengths is perhaps the better way to put it. Here's a pop quiz for you. How do you beat the Sandgangers? How do you beat the Manoy team?
The Manoy team?
Yes.
Win in 5.5 minutes.
There you go.
Just be better.
Absolutely. The
gonna
actual
tell me
answer
the
is you play the fast game. You play fast and hard. You're not going to beat this core lineup going 60 minutes. That's never going to happen. Guy like Matt is dead. Gets cut down by the
Yeah.
Troll Warlord. There you go. That's why Troll got the 1-1-1. Simple as.
It didn't actually end up mattering, though.
No. That's why he did it. It gave him the confidence.
Confidence. He just got cookied in by Snapfire. He was in there whether he wanted to be or not.
It gave him the confidence to continue right-clicking Pudge instead of right-clicking his spawn.
Is under attack.
Yeah, I guess. Well, like right-click tower, but yeah.
Just, Snapfire getting hooked in there. Such simple minds. You play hard, you play fast. You, this team, I still believe, has, their biggest weakness is going to be their lane phase. You still have what is just unquestionably, unfortunately, support players that don't really play the role particularly much outside of the LD2L world. You know, Jackie's going to run it in a couple of other leagues. Black Otter literally only plays support when he's practicing for LD2L, and that is it. And this is like the first time he's ever done it. You,
Would have liked to see Joel bringing back the wave there instead of hitting that creep, but whatever.
what can you do?
What can you do?
You hit hard, you hit fast.
I'm here to give random pieces of insight that no one's gonna want or use.
Also true. All true here.
Old Copless is fucking dead.
Yeah, this is not looking good for the poor boy.
No, he's just fucking dead.
I
He took a lot of damage for that.
yeah, Rada's gonna show up here to think about getting something done, but Reedy is just gonna run for the hills the second he gets that kill, which is definitely the right thing to do. And Rada has nothing to do here anymore except just be a custodian. I'm a little surprised that Tidehunter started out going phase boots here. And like, the sleight of fist right click is going to be annoying, but like, if
You
you
should have gone for the armor instead of the blades of attack first against the light spam, because that's what he's dying to.
well, I mean, right there we just saw melt to the flame guard, which presumably is what you're going to see a lot of in this lane. Like, you know, Tidehunter has this funny ability to deal with the flame guard, or not to deal with the flame guard. He has this funny ability to deal with the sleight, but he does not have
Slight does
anything.
way too much damage for that to really matter. Slight's hitting him for like 110, 16 health is not really blocking much. Unless he's putting 4 points in it, it's redundant to have a point in it in this lane.
He has nothing to do against the flame guard though, which is just going to make some roasted watermelon as this lane goes on.
True.
Okay, we're having kills in every lane except the one we're actively watching, so let's back up a little and see exactly how this goes.
Well, this starts dying first.
Good timing on
Silence
the silence there. Mighty Midget decides that his life is probably worth the kill on the tombstone.
Honestly, it is.
Manoy
I
made
gave him
more
like
money.
175 gold.
Manoy got more money for killing him though.
True, but as support, you always like that 175 gold.
True. Meanwhile, on the other side of the coin, Matt just gets straight up run over here. Dusty is also going to die down there at bot, which is really not what you want to see at the start of this game.
Yeah, I wish they
Dusty's
would have put
field.
the Tidehunter down here, honestly. I feel like it's a much safer lane for the Tidehunter and a much better lane for the Visage mid.
Yeah, it's really... I don't know. I mean,
the Visage mid might struggle, I don't know.
it might
But,
struggle. I think
it's-
it's more likely to struggle in the fact that Dusty never plays mid, but Copeless doesn't play either. I don't know. I just don't think Riki Blinders with a stand-in. This is like one of the worst teams to have a stand-in for ever. Like, Rana's a good player. He's doing good on Pause 5 this game. He ain't War Carp. He's not a 1k mid player that's gonna beat like 2 or 3k mid players. He doesn't even play that lane at all, which is why he's down here. It's so scuffed. And you
Here's
can
the
really feel how it's going down for them with just how confused this draft is.
Who do you think is the best team in the league to stand in for?
I mean, honestly, it's probably the team they're playing against. I think
Gangers?
it's pretty hard to find a replacement for Matt at that tier that's going to be as good as Matt, but it's not going to be impossible. If Manoy was pause 2, he would be really ungodly to find stand-in for, but as pause 1, I think he's mostly fine. Reedy is going to be, like, I think Reedy plays to his MMR for the most part. Seeing him run over Rada here. And if you get a stand-in over the support set is a support main, then, you know, you're going to fit right in.
Joel didn't click his ultimate. Not that it would have mattered.
Yeah, he's dead anyway, but
Dire's top
maybe he's thinking about, you know, what if I need it next life? It does have a 90-second cooldown.
80. Learn how to read.
You
Oh,
see
no.
that 90 right there?
Okay, you were mousing over the fucking Ags, alright? And that has an 80-second cooldown. Shard, whatever. The useless shard that I've seen people buy literally once since it came into contention. Just keep chasing him, Joel. You don't need the wave. Just hit that thing.
Are you PVC pipe secretly?
No. Why?
That's what he would do.
What, keep chasing? Yeah, probably. But I'm an aggressive motherfucker.
Shore Warlord getting stunned out here. They're gonna call in the entire military to try and deal with all this. And Pudge is gonna go down for it. The Rainbow TPs are gonna work out in that capacity. In the veil of the 4 protect 1, they at least have a very good lineup for 4 protecting with the 1. Unfortunately, Dusty is also gonna get run over bot lane, and that's not gonna go so well for him.
No, doesn't seem like it.
He's going for Grease instead of Crimson Guard here.
I mean, that's the first item for every offlaner in this patch, so
True.
that's not a big deal. The issue is that
I think I would have gotten a Vanguard at least. You're really...
it's not that great on a ranged hero.
On one hand, that's true. On the other hand, he needs something. Even if it's not great, even the not great version of Vanguard is still pretty good against PL, especially when you're getting eaten mostly by his illusions, which
And
it
grab
seems like is
some
what
armor,
happened.
at least. Just pick up like a medallion or something that you can use.
Yeah, there you go.
Be tankier. And then you
Some-
don't have to upgrade it into anything. Just start with like a casual medallion. I think would be pretty good.
Or if you must
just
build the
buy
Grease
fucking
first.
armor first.
Yeah, if you must do Grease first, or start with the Buckler. I don't think 2 is enough. I think you want more than the 2 armor, but you know how
No,
it
but
goes.
just grab the chainmail and the ring of protection, and then you've got 7 armor
Yeah.
right there.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
If that's what you're worried about, instead of running around with 2 armor on a visage, you'd have 9. It's like, I don't know.
Cobless just randomly dies off screen while we're watching this T1 push here. I'm not even gonna look at it because it's funnier this way.
You got hoodwink ulted.
Yeah, okay, like...
Reedy just dove a tier 2 for that. Or killed that guy under the tier 2.
This team is gonna have big time Ember Spirit problems already, I'm feeling like.
Although this Desolator rush is a little weird, but it's not abnormal. It's not too abnormal.
I think it's gonna be fine. This is gonna be a really tanky team, and
I know it'll
getting
be
a Deso. Getting a Deso early, and especially getting the charges off Deso early, which is I think what Reedy is really banking on here. So far, hard to argue with it. He's getting 1,000,000 kills.
True,
Ugh.
but at the same time, if you usually grab the Maelstrom to continue scaling.
Sorry, fellas, gotta leave the game.
Sorry, guys.
Gotta pay for me watermelon insurance.
Sorry, guys. My girlfriend just sent me a really spicy pic. I need to go.
I don't think
to the
that's what.
bathroom.
I don't think that's what Cobus is doing. No,
Ah,
not
you
that.
never know.
We almost stopped watching. The stream is over.
The stream is over. Inappropriate joke number 1. We can't go further. We get 1.
The
Like
SWAT vans are
PG-13
pulling up to your
movies, you
house.
get 1 swear word.
SWAT vans
Yeah.
pulling up to your house. Gabe is coming
Hey,
in
let
on a
them
helicopter
try.
to
I'm in
kick
the
your
middle
ass.
of a goddamn winter storm. They'll be crashing all over themselves right now.
Where do you live, Ice Rog?
Dire's top tower has fallen.
The steps of Christ.
Okay.
Yeah. I have been
So-
invited into heaven But I don't live actually in heaven. I live on the steps leading up to heaven.
So when you
I'm on like the
say
37th.
when you say the steps, do you mean like the staircase, or do you mean like southern Russia type steps, like Mongolia type steps? Are you part of the heavenly horde?
An actual staircase, yeah.
Oh
I just
man,
bought a house in heaven, you know.
I
It
was
was
hoping
hard.
I was hoping
There
for
was a pretty big raffle. I managed to roll the correct number, and we're good.
You're gonna work good, really good hook there on Godlike Matt. If you're surprised by that, you haven't been watching the stream.
No, I'm not surprised. Although there was this weird cat girl that tried to bid against me for this house, but she didn't have enough money on hand, so I won.
Damn.
That's a reference to a different game that a lot of people are not going to get, and I'm fine with that.
Everyone just getting eaten by this pudge here. Rainbow TP's coming out now, but it's just too late. These guys are already walking away.
Yeah.
I don't know. It feels like Riki Blinders right now is playing to 0 of their strengths and all of their weaknesses.
Well, it's not like they can do anything right now. I think if I were them, what I'd be doing... He can't even go on the Ember Spirit bottom. You can't kill him. You don't have enough... Wait, does he have a remnant somewhere? Click on him. He does have a remnant somewhere. Yeah, you can't really kill this Ember Spirit. You don't have enough... No. I mean, you do have enough lockdown. You just need to... You don't have enough consistent lockdown. You start pressing Ravage, he just presses W and remnants away. Up to the rest of his team. His Ravage is easily dodgeable for basically every spirit. And fuck.
A team like this, it feels like the idea is almost as 4 protect 1. 4 protect 1 does not mean that the 4 need to be dying like flies, though, and I feel like they're not positioning themselves well to accompany that. Like this is
get hit by a Ravage, send me a video. I need a few laughs these days.
Okay, not gonna land that stun. It doesn't matter. Pudge can just eat your support. Like, if you're a support playing in a place like this, especially a support with a decent team fight ult, even if they really don't have anything to go with that.
Combo with it, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, at the very least, it's still an annoying thing that's going to make it hard to get away from, like, a troll warlord or whatever.
I mean, if somehow you can get the real PL with it, it becomes a real bitch for him to deal with. If he's leashed to something, because he can't... I mean, he can create other PLs, but he can't do his passive becomes almost redundant because he doesn't get the movement speed bonuses. His W becomes useless. His ult is still useful, obviously, but it becomes hard for him to play the game.
Yep. It's hard to see, really. Unfortunate as it is, because it's 15 minutes. They're playing against a team where their weakness is their early game, the strength is their late game. Therefore, it's pretty hard to see what the victory condition is for Riki Blinders at this point. It just feels like all that's happening in this game so far is just the supports are just getting eaten every time they think about doing anything.
Spontaneous and complete combustion of every player on the other team.
There you go. You really feel how much this team misses out on when they're not a unit, like.
Yeah, the enemy team all need to die simultaneously.
Without having their regular mid player, they've got a Tidehunter mid who just doesn't feel like he knows what he's supposed to be doing at a time like this. Copeless in a core role has always kind of had the awkward struggle of not exactly knowing what it's time to do, and he's having to play a core role in a game against a team that's going to punish you for, like, not being able to play out times like this.
They've got Manoy and Matt probably wanting to do a lot of calls, so they've got direction for starters, or we'll call it.
I mean, Riki Blinders is certainly not going to be lacking in direction when they're in their typical unit, but I think the problem is that when you have Copeless at mid, when you have Dusty, who's having to lane with a Mighty Midget, a guy he doesn't usually lane with, and it just went kind of disastrously when they have nothing to do with each other. This is a hard draft to coordinate. What do you call? Like, okay, so we Ravage, and then we have the Snapfire ult, and then we Dot dot dot.
Yeah.
The rune of regeneration.
At that point, it's leash into Dagon 5.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Just pull a Dagon 5 out of your ass.
For a second there, it looked like Dusty might suddenly get a kill on Jackie Chan at the very least. That was a nice
Surprised.
moment to be Dusty.
Did Reedy miss slight chains there
I believe so.
on the Dusty?
Actually gonna try and turn things around on Matt here. Troll Warlord's here for this. This is a very kind of pointless Snapfire ult, but it is gonna do the job.
I mean, it was there to kill the Pudge faster, and then just stopped hitting the Pudge. It took forever to kill the Pudge.
Yeah, I assume the assumption
were
was
doing
Pudge was
the
just gonna
real-
die in one hit, and why is Mighty Midget there? He just got X-pinged by himself, like, why am I here?
Yeah, retreat, retreat. Too late now.
There's
And they killed the
nothing...
Pudge. That's a good
Yep.
thing.
Yeah, at this point, that's definitely a big,
Oh,
a big moment for them. They definitely got more money for doing that. The downside is that the Corvs got very little, and Snapfire took the brunt of that money, but, you know, it's fine.
well, Snapfire got the kill. Deserved.
Troll Warlord is at the very least staying at on the same or similar pace to the PL here, even though PL's got a billion kills.
Well, it's the only reason
Goodbye,
PL has
Dusty.
any kind of farm. Because, ironically enough, PL's not the greatest of farmers. Especially not with his Diffusal first build. Farming build is Yasha first. You can't kill things until you have a Diffusal. So,
Dire's middle tower.
Okay, now what was that? I did not
What?
think anything was going down there.
oh yeah, typical Pudge thing. Pudge is like, hey, I am powerful.
Middle tower is under
I kill Troll Warlord. Troll Warlord go, ah, and murder.
And then everybody tips Matt.
Yes,
Everybody in
tips
the
him.
world tips Matt.
We are just going to refer to that play as getting outskilled by 12,000 attacks.
under attack.
Ooh, that's a really good PL item. Although that'd be better for Troll.
That was
It's true.
It'd be nice if Troll got that, but
Yeah, that's exactly what you want to say.
for a Troll Warlord, yeah.
One of the games this week, we saw Pangolier get a Brigand's Blade, which is like a dream come true, but unfortunately, Pangolier declined to build any right-click items at all, and so the swashbuckle was useless anyway. Joel is on
Pangolier-
radar here.
Yeah.
Joel is dead here. Doesn't even have an ult to try and use. Gonna drop a lot to kill him, but I don't think it matters. It's a one-man team.
Not the actual Phantom Lancer in that leash. But it doesn't matter because they're all dead.
I'm thinking this game be over.
This game is looking pretty over. Punch is 7th, which is not the worst amount. Casual blocks by a range creep on the catapult. Get down, Mr. Catapult.
No, that wasn't casual block by the range creep. That was casual block by Reedy.
Well, get down, Mr. Catapult. Still a valid statement. It just happens to be from the other team. Good on you, Reedy.
Reedy's, he is completely against catapult abuse.
Yeah. Or maybe he's just one of those, if someone's abusing catapult, it's gonna be me or it's nobody people.
Right. Yeah, yeah.
I don't know what the term for that is, but I'm pretty sure it
Yeah,
exists.
if you look on TV tropes, there's a trope that's called that, but I don't think they have a name for the characters that do that, though.
Yeah.
Well, it's
yes.
been nice knowing you, Mighty Midget. Never mind, nobody's here.
Dire's bottom tower has
Wait,
fallen.
Oh,
so let me
7 and
put
1
this-
on the Grimstroke.
Sentry ward down. See the obs and a sentry on a cliff, and then deward neither and put a ward down. They'll never know I was here.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Luckily, nobody's gonna know that Joel is doing the Roche here.
It's not like the entire team came with him. See, here's the thing, Joel. Your E no longer works on Roshan.
To the dire.
That
bottom
little
tower
whirling
is
axes
under
melee shit doesn't work on Roche for some reason. I think the reason is because you'd have like level 7 trolls killing Roche by themselves.
Yep.
Because 60% mischance. It's a lot of mischance.
Yeah, when I
Nothing
started,
but a morbid mask.
when I first started playing Dota,
That guy's dead.
quite a while ago, it was like there were 2 solo Roche guys in the game, and one of them was Troll Warlord. This is a very early ult, I gotta say. I don't know if it matters though. They're actually just gonna kill everybody, and Troll Warlord's gonna get the PL streak.
What do you mean early ultimate? That was perfectly timed.
Dyer's top
He was
Well,
gonna
tower
die
is
if he
under
didn't.
attack.
Yeah, I know. That'd be horrible.
I mean, you prefer to stay and keep the edges for a push rather than to keep yourself alive when the enemy's pushing.
To say the least, I didn't think that fight was gonna go as well as it did. So there is that element to it. I was
Oh,
thinking
as a-
like he's gonna ult and then he's gonna die, and then on second life he's just dead in 2 seconds. But no, that actually isn't what happened. So good news for him.
Well, as it turns out, for starters, the enemy team doesn't have an axe, so battle trance is immutable.
They also
Or
didn't have
unmutable.
everybody there. A couple just walked away from that. I assume just thinking they
Um,
had this one in the bag.
Also, as it turns out, Grimstroke Ultimate can only target the real PL, so therefore, if you press it on the Undying, who's beside your PL, it'll hit the PL guaranteed. The actual one.
Very
And
annoying.
also, I think PL just got rooted like 17,000 times by a troll with 12 billion attack speed.
It's true. I don't
And a
know
20%
how
chance
much
to
it's
win.
going to change, but it's at least a good start.
I mean, just a Battle Fury, it's like illusions don't really matter to him right now. Neither
Right.
does same with the mischance.
The
which
only
is
problem is
magical.
he just doesn't have anybody else on his team.
I mean,
Troll Warlord personally is responsible for legitimately every kill that has happened so far on this lineup.
Yeah.
And his team is pretty much just a laundry list of deaths. I mean, if you look at the scoreboard here, looking at 0-8s, 1-6s, it's hard to watch.
Never refuse gold.
How many points in Kraken Shell does Tidehunter have?
3.
Okay. Oh, maxing that out last. Oh, I guess you did go eggs.
Yep. I know why he maxed out the Kraken show last, but boy, it sure hurts to see in this game.
Against like a PL, yeah, it really does.
Against the PL, against the Undying, where you're going to be like actually hit by Tombstone zombies.
I mean, Tombstone Zombies have a attack damage of like 20, so all you need is level 2 Kraken Shell against those things.
It's true, but he had level 1 Kraken shell for the vast majority of this game. At the very least, they can just kind of sit here and just push back out right now for a long time. This is going to be
Yeah.
a very difficult uphill, especially with Troll having the H's. And not you.
Riki, whatever their team's name is.
Riki Blinders.
That's what it is. Have a really good high ground defense. With Grimstroke Q, Tidehunter Eggs,
Dyer's top tower is
Snap,
under attack.
Scatterblast.
Snap everything, really.
Yeah, Scatterblast is the best. Long range.
It's true. You also have that cookie. You also
Well,
have...
Cookie, you need to cookie something else in. If you just
yeah.
want to kill the wave, then snap shit.
They did get the Grimstroke ult on the PL this time, but all they actually accomplished doing that was just getting him to leave. Troll still wants to go in, but it's kind of ill-advised.
By who?
Okay, well, the
10 out of
ult
10
from the
knocked
Tide
in.
Hunter hit 1.
Yeah, it was enough. Pudge is dead.
Yep, Pudge cannot stand up to the Troll Warlord right now at all.
Even the PL
Okay,
is going to have issues. standing
Ember
up
Spear
to the
just
troll.
randomly died on the side of that fight. And PL is
Immediately
stunned
rooted.
and silenced, and is getting rooted and is dead. Okay.
Where did the stun come from? Was he something cookied in there? Probably.
It was this guy.
Oh, Visage Familiar. That would make sense. The silence came from, obviously, Grimstroke.
Yeah.
The only silence.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Click on the Visage for me. What does the Visage have items-wise?
Nothing.
Radiant's
Okay,
middle
I don't know how
tower
Ember
has
Spirit
fallen.
died. I'm like, did Visage somehow crack an Orchid out of his ass? Nope.
Assume Rady just overcommitted to that.
Understandable. When you're this far ahead, it's hard not to sometimes. You're like, hey, I'm up by 30 trillion gold. Let's see if we can't just win the game here. Wait a
Very
minute.
gotta say, very baffling to me. I know Wraith Pact is good and all that, but very baffling to me that at this point in the game, you pretty much have two sources of damage. They're both right clicks, and you're not gonna go for Crimson Guard.
I mean, Wraith Pact is still good against it. Like, it's 30% rather than just a flat block, so.
That's true. Here's the downside.
Although, ideally, at this point in the game, you'd go for Crimson first, because the 30% is going to be less effective than the 70 guaranteed block.
Also, not Troll Warlord, PL can very easily just kill your stupid drum, and he cannot kill your Crimson Guard unless he kills you.
I thought that thing had like 56 HP, so that PL illusions don't actually kill that thing that fast.
Doesn't matter, the PL illusions don't. The real PL can just do that in like a second flat. He even gets to run up to it.
That's true. Wait, does that work on
Believe so, yeah.
wards? Does it work on wards?
Believe so.
Well, I'll be back in a second.
Scanning.
No, you won't.
Yeah,
You're making Dota
Dota
3. I know what's going on.
I have to. Yeah, you're right. No, I'm making Half-Life 3. I'm making Half-Life 4.
Ice Strong
Got
doesn't
it.
have anything to do with Half-Life.
That's what you think.
Well, I mean, the problem is this is a 5 Protect 1 game, but I just still don't know. Like, I think you can buy a lot of time for Troll Warlord to never get better than all 5 of the enemy teammates, and like none of these other guys exist to do anything else, which makes it a little tough. I do like this combination of things at the very least. Black Otter is just gone. Well, that's good of you. Copless going for Soul Ring. Reedy going for Visage Sling. Just to put some fear into the poor thing's heart there. And PL is just running at that T3 bot. He's doing a decent amount of chip. Nobody actually TP'd for that, everybody walked here. So he got to do a fair bit of damage before he actually moved up on it.
I'll go that way.
Matt takes the bounty rune. See what Matt's got besides the bounty rune. He's got his halberd. He's got his eggs. Halberd very good against Troll Warlord. Does not really have many options to do anything about that. And it's not like you can easily like Lotus the halberd because Pudge doesn't care if he's disarmed.
I mean,
That's
that's
not
what
gonna be a
BKB
decision.
is for.
The problem is,
BKB
as Troll, you kind of want to hit BKB at a very specific time, and having to worry about potential Heaven's Halberd disarms, because you got to do it. You got to do it before you get disarmed, or else you're screwed. Having to worry about that specific scenario is not really what you want to be doing as Troll Warlord.
Let me tell you, I'm a pretty avid troll player, and I don't think Halberd's that big of an issue. Personally.
It's less of an issue in its literal functionality, though that will hurt you sometimes. And more of an issue in you have to change your BKB timing to accompany for it. You can't like you certainly can't do the most ideal troll situation, which is still have the BKB at the end of your ult. That's certainly not happening.
Although that's impossible later because your ult lasts 6.5 seconds and BKB lasts 6.
Right. But what I'm saying is, it's like, you can't
I get
have...
what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's just, I'm
It's
just
annoying.
saying personally as a troll player, I don't find Halberd that big of a deal, especially with the S and Y. With the S and Y, specifically the S part of it, you really don't care about Halberd. It's a 2.2 second Halberd, something like that. It's like 2.5 seconds, but still. Yeah, 3 divided by 6, yeah, is 0.5. It's exactly 2.5 second halberd.
But then, how many games have you played as troll where you're literally 100% of your team's damage?
Top tower is under
You'd be
attack.
surprised. Troll games are not.
Gonna be walking into the mat here. You're just gonna die again.
Yep, that's a
You can
pretty
see
good
there
time.
he has to hit the BKB the moment that Pudge is able to operate, just so he can continue to be in the fight there.
You wanna
Because
know
he
what I
doesn't have a
think?
Freddy.
I genuinely don't think he needed to press the BKB there. He could have just ulted. His team had stuns. He could to block the Pudge ult or to stop the Pudge ultimate. He did not need to BKB. He could have just ulted. Honestly, don't even think he needed to ult, but what do I know?
You don't know
It's
what
been
the
a
vision. You don't know what the vision is like on that lineup. You know, with the Ember Spirit, you can never be 100% certain.
I mean, I
It's
guess.
definitely safer than sorry to hit it there.
But it's also like Pudge is literally their only stun besides Hoodwink W, which
Well, you got the Ember Spirit chains as well.
is its stun. You can still attack through root.
That's true.
Like as long as Pudge is within attack range, you can just switch to a ranged form if you're not in range of melee, and keep attacking Pudge. Not a
Unless
big
you get
deal.
halberded.
Well, yeah, but then you don't care. You can't attack for 4.3 seconds. Your team still kills the Pudge there. I'm just saying, I don't think BKB was needed. Or the ultimate. It's a conservation of resources. Although I am looking at this from the outsider perspective. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like I said. It's like, you know, you're really in a bad way if you get. Oop. This is
Where
an
Roshi, yeah,
interesting
problem.
situation.
Oh,
Troller just got broken. It's gonna be okay. He's gonna try and come back off of this. Just gonna eat the Ember Spirit here. Goodbye, Rady.
He got a really lucky route that led into another really lucky route.
Should buy a lottery
Troll,
ticket.
Troll, you need to go back and help your team against the Pudge. You're the only person on your team that can kill that thing. But
Well,
now
he can also
because
die to that thing.
You blew your ultimate and your BKB against it. Against.
I mean, in fairness, he had the ult back. He didn't have the BKB though. I think he actually did. That's
No, he did. I mean,
Okay.
he blew both of them, killing the Ember Spirit. So therefore, you cannot kill the Pudge.
yeah.
It's a tough game to be a troll in because you have to kill both the Pudge and the Phantom Lancer. Like,
And it's like you. It's like a 1v5 scenario for poor White Joel Birch in this game.
I mean, Ember, I believe, theoretically can be killed by the rest of your teammates. Those two have to be killed by the troll. So you have to use your entire combo to kill one of them. And it's kind of hard to decide which.
Sure comes out. Sure, it's going to be given to the fat man who now has dismember a friend. It is surprising to see no Lotuses anywhere on this Dire lineup. I feel like this is a very strong game where you put a Lotus Orb on somebody and it makes it a really bad idea to do anything to them. You know, you can't dismember. You probably don't want to do the PL bounce on them. You probably don't want to do the Soul Rip, you know.
That's the thing. There's exactly 3 abilities that are blocked by it. Technically 4 if you really want to count Hoodwink's Q as it, but...
You also have the Heaven's Halberd as well.
But again, we've already stated you don't give a shit about being halberded as Pudge, so the other team doesn't give
probably
a shit
true.
about reflecting it.
But the bottom line is, even if nothing else, you don't want the PL illusions back in your face, and you can make somebody basically dismember-proof. And I think that alone is probably worth it in this game.
Dire's top tower is
Like,
under
in
attack.
particular, if Troll Warlord has the Lotus Orb on him, it is insidiously difficult for Pudge to kill him at all.
At that point, just buy a fucking Lincoln. It serves the same
yeah.
purpose, and it blocks either halberd or the ultimate, right?
Yeah, but people hate doing
two
that
things in the
league.
game that actually pop it. You're fine.
I'll figure by like Force Staff or something.
True, they can buy it. They currently don't have anything to pop it, because Gleipnir doesn't pop it, that's for sure.
Dire's middle barracks.
So you've
And they're
got-
not going to get to the point where they're going to be able to do that anyway.
I'm pretty sure they've been at this point for a while. They just haven't been fighting together.
Dire's middle barracks has fallen.
Wrecks are going down, and it's a little hard to see the game going terribly much longer than this.
I can't imagine either, though. And Troll's dead.
No, he's
Oh,
not.
not.
Dire's middle barracks.
That would have been a really good Tidehunter ult if, unfortunately, PL hadn't have dodged it there.
I would just like to
Troll's
point
back.
out the lack of halberd value against the Troll Warlord there. For the sake of spite and pure spite only. Click on Troll Warlord for a second.
Sure
What
thing.
town did you take? You took the right one, okay, yeah. He no longer gives a shit about Pudge Ultimate. Because you can just ult through it. I know it says Battle Strength Strong Dispels. You can use it while disabled.
Just like Ursa.
Just like Ursa. It's effectively the Ursa eggs, but you get it for not 4,200 gold.
Also, double damage.
Also double damage, but that's not included in the...
Package.
that's not
Troll or
included.
strong dispels the PL slow there. Well, this is a bad time to pause.
Actually.
Like,
Actually, if I want to be semantic about it, Troll's eggs is not a hard dispel. He does have an axe, which is how he dispelled that.
this is such an awkward time for this to happen. Oh man. Gee. Bonk. Oh, that's what stopped the ult. She died. And now Dusty dies. Man, it's poor Dusty. This is like his main hero, and it feels like I've range creep this game.
He's going pipe next. Beg to disagree.
Yeah, that's really hard to support in this game. There is one person on this team who is worried even remotely about magic damage at this point, and his name is Dusty. And that's it.
No, I'm pretty sure Tidehunter's worried about magic damage. But at the same time,
Who
you
cares?
split it up. Your Tidehunter goes pipe,
Dire's
while your Visage goes Crimson Guard. Right?
I mean, at this point, he could buy 6 Divine Rapiers. I'm a little... I gotta question a little bit their ability to come back, but...
I mean, 6 Divine Rapiers is a terrible item build. You have A, no survivability, B, no defensive items. All you are is just fucking 1,800 damage. Or
Sure.
like 2,100, actually. But, semantics!
Aegis just expired. That's awkward.
At least it didn't get cancelled quickly. It was terrible timing on the ultimate. Troll, though.
Good timing on the Tidehunter ult at the
Very-
very least.
Very good Ravage, but Troll was somehow not dead anyway.
Unfortunately, Dusty is diebacked.
Dusty is very dead.
Oh no, Dusty didn't die back. Who the hell bought then?
Troll Warlord?
Dire's top barracks.
Troll Warlord bought a last fight. It
Maybe it was
was
the
a
Ghost Troll.
support line, okay. Well, Troll's died back now.
Yeah.
Troll calls the G's, we're going home. And then he gets tipped.
Radiant
Very unfortunate series of events.
Yeah. I feel like, If there is one bit of good news, I feel like in the alternate universe where not Sandgangers, where the Riki Blinders get to actually be their real five in this game, it looked like you know this they had a lot of potential strengths here. Like if they had somebody who wasn't the kind of awkward core copeless at mid, for example, they had Carp there instead. This can be this would have been a very because I mean he wouldn't have had the mid Tide Hunter. You would have had something else there instead for starters, and that can do nothing but help you. Not to say Copeless did badly. He did okay for the Tide Hunter. It's just mid Tide Hunter. Like, what are you gonna do? Not having the what?
Click on graphs for me.
Sure
And go
thing.
to player net worth. And go to 10 minutes. Heck yeah. Very obvious from this point that
The mid Tide Hunter thing did not really work out.
unless something really drastic from this point happens, the team with the late game draft is almost guaranteed to win. Although eventually, Riki Blinders' team gets really fucking hard to kill. Just saying.
Yeah, but it's like 90 minutes until that happens. It's way longer than they're gonna potentially hold on in this game. Like and I gotta say the Mighty Midget Grimstroke is not gonna be winning any awards. It did not look good in this game. It just kind of looked like he just spent his entire match just kind of wandering around and dying a lot. You can
Wait,
really
you're telling
feel.
me that just a single energy booster is not enough?
Probably
Or
not.
whatever that thing's called.
I call it the cool cherry.
Not the point booster. It's not the soul booster.
There's the cool cherry. There's flamin' strawberry. There's blast and blueberry, and
there's
then
Baja
there's
Blast.
yeah, there's Baja Blast. I was gonna say Power Punch, but there you go. That works.
Baja Blast is better.
But yeah, the Grimstroke is not going to be winning any awards, like for the pick or for the play. He wasn't in an easy Grimstroke game or that good of a Grimstroke game. It felt like pretty much his whole job here was to use Inkswell, and he did that okay, and that died like constantly. You can really
I think
feel,
Chen had a Daedalus.
yeah, you can really feel the how shaken up the team is. But on the other hand, the fact that they did this well in with a pretty bad draft and a pretty like non-similar stand-in. They didn't even have the stand-in play the same role as the guy he stood in for. That is a good sign for if we see this matchup again on the big screen or in the big plays in the big game. So see what happens in game 2.
I know somebody that plays Hoodwink a lot that would have brain aneurysm if they saw this build, which I find hilarious.
Well, you shouldn't know anybody who plays Hoodwink a lot anyway. Tell him to take a shower.